All right. So recording is starting from now. So yeah, Mr. Gregory, the virtual floor is all yours.
All right, Mr. Millennium Wong, thank you for your invitation. Here, let me share my slide. I will go for my slide first, then after finish this slide, I will share a video on our project. Okay, can you see my slide, Mr. Uh, Millennium Wong?
Yep, I can see it.
All right, let's start that. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for inviting us to share on our SARES project. Okay, my name is Gregory, and I'm an engineer for SARES project from Sarawak Energy. And thank you again for this opportunity and for inviting to share on our project. Okay, together with me today is my manager, Mr. Christopher, and my fellow colleagues. Okay, right, let's start. Okay, this project is, as you know, is in Sarawak, Malaysia. Okay, and today I will share on seven topics. The first one is on the basic solar design. Okay, and I will share on the SARES introduction. And number 3 is on the SARES service level. Okay, and number 4 is I will share types of solar system that we use in our SARES project. And number 5, I will share on the SARES stakeholders that are involved in this project. And next, I will share on how we implement this project, okay, in terms of the project execution, community training, and handover ceremonies. And number 7, also I will share on the SARES project progress so far. And the last one, the conclusion. Okay, let's move. Okay, as I mentioned before, I will start with the basic solar design. Okay, so this is very important because our project is basically using solar energy as our source of energy. Okay, so okay, before we start with design of solar system, we need to know what is the solar irradiance and solar irradiation. Okay, solar irradiance is defined intensity of solar power at one point of observation. Okay, the unit is watt per meter square. Okay, and the solar irradiation is intensity of solar energy at a point of observation, and the unit is watt hour over meter square. Okay, as you can see here, the difference is if solar irradiance is a power and solar irradiation is the energy that we can get from the the solar at a point of observation. Okay, and here normally we use G for solar irradiance and H for solar irradiation. Okay, this is what we need to know first. Okay, now we move to solar source. Okay, as you can see here, this is a map of Earth. Okay, and you can see also there's a different color at different places. This is very important because different location, okay, have a different solar irradiation. Okay, so like you can see at Darwin, Australia, the average annual solar irradiation is 2,200 kilowatt hour over meter square. At Bangkok, Thailand is 1,763. For Kuching, 1,600 and 89 for Miri is 1,893. Okay, as you can see, even though Miri and Kuching at the same state, there's a difference between the solar irradiation that you receive. Okay, so this is a very important because you need to know where you're going to install your solar system. Okay, from there you need to calculate based on the solar irradiation that you receive at the at that location. Okay. Next, we move to what thing we need to consider when we want to design a solar system. Okay. Number one, we need to know what is the power and energy of the load. Okay. This is very important to make sure that we can supply sufficient power and energy to the load. Okay, we don't want to design our system undersized, which not capable to cater for the load, and we don't want to design our system too oversized. Okay, and the second one is on the location factor. Okay, because we want to know what is the peak sun hour or irradiance of that location. Okay, this is very important. And in terms of transportation challenge, okay, we need to know whether the system that we want to install need longboard or need to have a jungle trekking. So we need to design our system suit of the transportation challenge, you know, because if you size the inverter and battery is too big, so it is impossible to carry that material to site. And also you need to know whether grid is ready at the location, so that you can design your system to become grid connected or a standalone system. All right. And number three, in terms of cost or budget for the system, okay, because it can affect on the inverter and battery brand, and also the battery autonomy as well as the installation method. Okay, this is because when you have a sufficient budget, you can go for the high-end inverter and battery brand. You can have a lot of battery autonomy or battery backup, and also installation. You can do a very nice installation. But if you have a budget constraint, you can opt for a simple installation. Maybe no need a powerhouse for it. You can just put inside your house, and you can optimize of your battery and the inverter design. Okay. And number four, you need to know what is the system or brand that you want to use in this solar system, because every brand have their own system voltage, and it can affect your battery configuration and installation. This is because like we are doing in SARES project, we are using like SMA system, have 48 volt system, and Leonix we are using 240 volt system, and we also have a Sungrow that can go until 700 and 800 volt system. So it's really affect on your battery configuration. Okay, so you need to look into that before you consider your design. And last one, number five, in terms of the local regulation, because it's important to know the regulation at a certain area. Like in Malaysia, we have Suruhanjaya Tenaga for Semenanjung. Okay, in Sarawak, we have a EIU, that a body that we need to refer when we want to do electricity power generation. Okay, like example, you want to install a grid connected system at your own house, you need to know what is the requirement from the local body. Yeah. Okay. Next. Okay, this is the last slide for the basic solar design. Okay. number one, as I mentioned before, the first one, we need to know what is the power and energy required by the load. Okay, this is to make sure our design is sufficient for the energy and the power required. Okay, and we are not design a undersized or oversized system. Okay, and in terms of the battery size, this is very important because battery is the most expensive equipment actually in a solar system, especially on the standalone. So we need to know how many energy we need to back up in the battery, maybe 1 day or 2 days. So this is important. Okay, we don't want to undersize our battery later when there's a bad weather or raining or during night time. The system gonna be turned off because no supply. Okay, and number 3 on the PV size. Okay, as we know, PV is a very important part in the solar system because this PV panel is the one who convert the sunlight become the electricity energy. Okay, so we need to have enough generation to cater for the energy that we require. Okay, number 4, in terms of PV, then we choose the PV and solar charge controller and the bidirectional inverter size. This is important. Like for example, PV inverter and solar charge controller, we need to have a correct rating or correct size to cater for our PV panel. Okay, we don't want to make it undersized because we don't want any burning happen. Okay, and also on the bidirectional inverter, we want to make sure that our inverter can cater the demand from the load. For example, when the load is need 5 kilowatt of power, so we need to make sure that our inverter is capable to supply the power. Okay, right, now we move to the SARES project. Okay, this SARES project is a government initiative project for the Sarawak Rural Electrification Scheme. Right, and we are using alternative technology for the electricity, which is solar power. Okay, and this project is funded by the Sarawak and the federal government. Okay, and we are SCB as a main implementation company. Okay, we manage all the resources or fund from the government to make sure all these villages will receive their solar system and have electricity supply. Okay, next is community-based solar scheme. Okay, for SARES is a community-based solar scheme. Okay, is for villages in a remote location. Okay, because to reach these villages using our grid is taking maybe more than 5 years, more than 10 years. So the fastest way we want to supply electricity is using this solar scheme. Okay, and SARES is a temporary solution. Okay, so as we all know, grid is the permanent solution because SARES we only can give a limited service, which not full service. This is because we only given 3 kilowatt hour per day for each house. Okay, and is for limited is possible household income. Okay, and the best and for this project is there is no charge or bill that we give to the villagers for the electricity usage. Okay, they can use the electricity supply for free. Okay, and this system is a simple design and is for operation and maintenance. Okay, because like I mentioned before, this solar system is very rural and remote area. So we want to make sure that this system only need a very minor in terms of operation and maintenance. For example, we design the battery using gel type, okay, so that we no need to top up the water inside the battery for the maintenance. Okay, and the last one is we provide the technical support and training to these villages so that they can take care of the system. Okay, so that they know how to clean the panel, and also so that they know how to shut down the system or to power up the system when there is a tripping happen at the site. Okay. Okay, next we move to SARES service level. Okay. For SARES project, we give every house 5 units of LED lamp, okay, rate 11 watt, and 4 units of socket outlets. Okay, this installation is given for free. And number 3, we given energy up to 3,000 watt hour per house. Okay, this is we control using energy limiter. And also the power capacity given is 100 watt per household. Okay, also controlled by the energy limiter. And the battery install is able to cope for 3 days of bad weather. Okay, so this is important so that because this is a standalone system without genset backup, so the battery is our hope to cater for in the bad weather and cloudy day. Okay. As you can see down there, there is an example of solar panel, inverter, battery, and the lighting that installed at site. Okay, and at the right top corner, you can see the equipment that we recommend them to use. Okay, we not recommend them to use equipment that using a high power, such as a drill and a grind, because they only have 3,000 watt hour per day. Okay. Okay, this is what I mentioned before. This is an energy limiter that we install for every house to manage the usage for every house. Okay. The objective of this is to preserve the lifespan of the battery to reach or go beyond its design life of 5 years. Okay, like I mentioned before, we need to protect the battery, okay, so that it can last long, because it's the most expensive equipment in the solar system. Okay. Okay, this is types of solar system that we use in our SARES project. Okay, the first one is a solar home system. Typically for the household that less than 10. Okay, so this that means let's say the village household is less than 10, we will opt for this option. But sometimes we this depend on ACB specification. If we want to go for centralized, also possible. And also using for the village that have a scattered houses, so we will opt for this option as well. So okay, the second one is a centralized solar power system. Okay, this one is the most system that we use. Okay, and normally we use this system for the village that have more than 10 household. And for this system, we need a piece of land from the villages, okay, to build this solar station. Okay, normally we will have a discussion and agree a piece of land with them, and have a agreement with them to install this solar station at their village. Okay. Okay. On next one is SARES stakeholder engagement. Okay. The first one, we will engage with the government and ministry. Okay, this is important because this project is funded by government. Okay, then after we have a fund from government, we have a meeting with the ministry. Okay, to plan on how we want to do this project. Okay, after we done with that, we will go to a local government, such as DO, resident, and the SAO, and also we will meet the community leaders, such as the Temenggung, Penghulu, and the Ketua Kau. Okay, this is important to inform them so that they know what is coming to their village. Okay. After we done with that, we go to community engagement. Okay, we go to the every kampong that we want to do this SARES project. Here we explain to them on what they expect, or explain to them on what they are going to receive from this project. Okay, and after we done with that, then we go joint inspection survey with our contractor to every village that in the tender. Okay, this is important also because the challenging part of this project is mainly due to the locality of the village. Okay, so when the contractor go to site, then they will know to quote on the transportation of the equipment to site. Okay, because some of the villages is very tough to access and some of them easy to access, right? Next one, okay, you can see here is the SARES implementation. You can see the transportation to the remote location. Okay, as you can see, the transportation is the toughest one here. Sometimes you need to use a longboard, small longboard, and as you can see, here also you can see sometimes you need to cross a river using a car, and we need to use a logging rod most of the time to access to this site. Okay, and sometimes even we not reach the site due to the what we call the culvert broken and the landslide happened. Okay. Wait for a while. Sorry, yeah. Excuse for a while. Okay. Next is the electrical and civil work. Okay. Here we are installing overhead line and internal wiring for the villages. Okay. All the specification is follow SESCO standard and tested after the installation completed. Okay, and also here you can see the powerhouse and the solar farm here. This is for the solar panel installation and the powerhouse to store our battery and inverter. Okay. Next one is on the solar system installation. You can see the solar panel there that already completed installation. And here also you can see the battery. Okay. And here also you can see the inverter. This inverter is a SMA. Okay, SMA brand. And also you can see the main switch board. Okay, this is important because we need this to protect the system, okay, and also to protect the consumer, okay, the villagers. All right. Okay, for the battery, we normally use a gel type from Hoppecker brand and Fiam brand. And for the inverter, we have SMA from German, Leonix from Thailand, and Sangro from China. Okay. Okay. After the project complete, we will give a training to the community. Okay. We give them a basic operation and maintenance. The first one, we give them the awareness on the energy consumption and the electrical safety. Okay. Here we will teach them how to use the energy given to them, which is 3 kilowatt hour, and how to use the electricity in a safe way. Okay. For example, normally we teach them how to use the extension wire and what need to do and what cannot do on the wiring at their house. Okay. Then we also train them on the solar panel cleaning. Okay, because when we talk about cleaning, that some of the villagers think they need to clean the panel using the detergent, but actually we only clean the panel using the clean water only. Okay, and on the we also teach them on the vegetation control. Okay, because they need to cut on the grass at the solar farm and also under the overhead line. Okay, and also we train on the general cleaning, okay, at the powerhouse and how to clean the battery. Okay, next we teach on the shutdown and restart the main switch. Okay, this is at the main switch board. Okay, this is important. In case there is an emergency at the longhouse, they need to know how to shut down the system, and they need to also know how to restart back the system when there is tripping due to the lightning or something else. Okay. Next is the monitor battery status indicator light. Okay, for every of our powerhouse, we have the battery indicator light in front of the entrance door. Okay, this is to mention them the state of charge of the battery. Okay, when the battery is too low, the indicator light will light up. Okay. Okay, and the last one is on the reporting of faulty system to SCB. Okay, here we teach them how to contact Sarawak Energy in case there is a problem to the system. Okay. Next one. Okay, after everything is done, testing and commissioning is done, the training also done, we have a handover ceremony. Okay, this handover ceremony is to hand over this officially hand over this system to them, and also to like a celebration to this project. Okay, we will invite the YB. We also invite the minister, and if the CM free, also we invite our chief minister, or now we call it premier, to join this event. Okay. Okay, now we move to SARES implementation in Sarawak so far. Okay, so far we already completed 458 villages. Okay, total up to 13,149 households. Okay, and we start this project since 2016, and now we are ongoing for SARES Phase 6 project, which now is 42% progress right now. Okay, we target by end of this year. Hopefully, we can complete all this project. And also, you can see the dotted on the map. That is the locality of the villages that we doing the SARES project. And you can see it's not near to the town. Okay, it's a very remote area. Okay. Okay, this is some drone photo for the completed SARES villages. Okay, so that you can see, can have some idea how the system look like. Okay, I only know some of this from Telang Usan, from Kapit, Song, and Tatau. Okay, there is over the place. Okay, the last one, the conclusion. Okay, the outcome from this project is the villages have access to basic electricity. Okay, and in terms of social and economical improvement, the children can study at night. Okay, and adult can do productive work at night. Okay, they can do their job until night time, and the villagers also can access to the Wi-Fi and the satellite TV. Okay, and also they can increase the usage of the electrical appliances. Okay, before this they only depend on the genset, which cannot be turned on every day because due to the high price of the fuel at this area. Okay, and the high maintenance of the genset itself. Okay, in terms of environment, we are using renewable energy as our electricity source. Okay, and less dependent on the fossil fuel for the electricity. Okay, because before this they are only depend on the genset only. And for the safety part, the new internal ring will reduce the electrical hazard. Okay, as we mentioned just now, we give them the 5 bulb and 4 socket internal wiring, and the internal ring was tested by the ATT after it complete. Okay, and with a proper lighting, we provide a safe environment for children and elderly. Okay. Okay, the challenges for this project is the sustainable and effective maintenance. Okay, as you guys see just now, we have a lot of villages completed. So to sustain and do effective maintenance is very important. Okay, without that, all this station or solar system will be abandoned faulty at site. Okay, next one is SARES is a temporary solution while waiting for the grid arrival. Okay, as I mentioned before, so we need to make sure this SARES project still in a good condition until the grid is arrived, and we need to maintain it properly, okay, so that the villagers still can enjoy the free electricity and no cut off. And 2022 until 2030, estimated 200 plus villages will be grid connected. So we need to plan from now on how we want to connect these villages and what we want to do with the existing solar station at the village. Okay. Next one is the potential of grid distributed generation. Okay. So when there is a lot of villages having this SARES system at the area. Okay, we need to think about how we can make this station become a grid distributed generation. Okay, and next is 300 plus villages will depend on SARES as long term of grid solution. Okay, because some of these villages is very remote and maybe in 10 years or so no grid will come in, so we need to prepare from now on and plan from now how we want to make sure that this solar station is still working for a long period of time. Okay, what is the maintenance we need and what is the budget, what we need to maintain the system. Okay, and the last one is the upgrade the SARES capacity to serve the communities and the future economic growth. Okay, as we know, SARES project right now only given 3,000 watt-hour for each houses, so it is a very little if you compare what you are using in an urban area. And when we're going to site, we get a feedback also from the communities that they want more energy given to them. Okay, so we need to think on how we can cater on this part, how we can give more, and also future economic growth. Okay, we need to think also on maybe there is more people go back to the village and on how we want to make this solar system can generate economy for the villages. Okay, think that's all. Okay, this is our SARES team. Okay, and I think before we go to the video, if you have any question, I think we can open for now, Millennium.
Yeah, sure. So first off, thank you, Mr. Gregory, for the presentation. So for now, we'll open the Q&A. So if anyone, you can either open your mic or you can type in the chat box, whichever is more convenient for you guys. So, oh, okay. So while we wait, maybe I draw one question first. Oh, never mind. So, Covington is asking, is there any consideration for lithium-ion battery technology?
Okay, that's a good question. Actually, we are using also using lithium ion for this project. Okay, which is lithium ion Samsung SDI. Not sure on how many sites, but we already used the battery since phase 2 until now. Okay, we are using it actually for our solar system.
I see. But speaking of the battery, though, wouldn't there be issues of like waste? Because eventually the battery is going to be degraded to a point where it cannot be used, right? So
Yeah.
eventually it's going to be disposed. So is there any considerations about that as well?
Yeah, that's correct. For the battery, we this year we have a planning already. Okay, starting from next year, we need to change some of the battery which we already installed since 2016, and of course we need to have a proper disposal of the battery. Okay, so we will have a proper a contract to a contractor to help us to dispose all these things.
see, I see.
Yeah.
So maybe I throw one question for you first. Oh, never mind. Okay, so Brian is asking, he noticed that there are a few solar hybrids implemented for the villagers. So he's asking what kind of different hybrid systems implemented.
What is the difference? Is it?
No, like what kind of hybrid systems have you implemented for the
Okay.
villagers?
Okay, for the hybrid station that we have now at rural area is a combination of a generator with a solar system which consists of a battery. Okay, that is what we have now in our Sarawak Energy solar hybrid system. It's a combination of generator and a battery together with a PV system.
Generator as in the diesel type, diesel
Yeah,
genset.
yeah, diesel genset, correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um, on the topic of hybrid, actually, is there any plans for like using other renewables, like say biomass or pico hydro, for example? Is there any plans for that?
Plan for that biomass so far we don't have plan, but on the micro hydro we have a few station. I think a few, yeah. But think the recent one is at Longbanga. Okay, the one we are using a micro hydro to supply to the villages.
Mm, I see, I see.
My for our millennium, my
Mm,
colleague
okay.
here, if have better answer can chip in.
Sorry?
Just a reminder for my colleague here, if they have a better answer, they can chip in.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
If no more, maybe we can go to the video first. Then we can go back to the Q&A.
yeah, sure, sure.
All right. You can see my screen, right?
Yep.
All right. I play the video now. That's all right.
Yes, there is some.
Kampung kami orang dulu ini sebenarnya tak ada current. Kalau ada pun orang yang punya engine set sendiri baru ada current. Dan mengucap syukur kerajaan jaka itulah pun DNC kami pakai solar. Kami pun jauh terima kasih dengan Sarawak Energy dengan kerajaan Sarawak kasih sukat bantu kami tong solar dengan kami jaka itu.
Okay, that's it for the video.
All right. So thank you, Mr. Gregory, for the video. So any more questions from the floor before I actually throw my question to you? Okay. So while we continue to wait, I'll throw just a couple of questions. So first off, is there any particular software that you guys use? Because obviously doing stuff like this will definitely need calculations, and I don't think you guys like just use like literally handwrite the calculations, right?
Yep, that's a good question. Normally, for this solar simulation, we using the software named Homer. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, Homer Pro for the design checking, and also we design the solar system by calculate using the formula that we get it from SARES. So most of the time we are using a calculation by our own calculation. The software is only for checking on it, whether the system can run or not. Yeah.
Okay, I see. And then I believe I saw this news correctly. If I saw the news correctly, I think they have plans of making something like a PV hydrogen system. If I saw the news correctly, correct me if I'm wrong though.
PV hydrogen.
Yeah.
Anyone can help me on that, Ronnie?
Hi, Gregory.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, you are talking about the solar with the hydrogen's solution, right?
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of the so-called the research project we are working with our collaborators to seek for the alternative solution. Yeah. The conventional way, I think you have been aware that we're using lead acid battery or using lithium ion battery as the energy source system. Now we're exploring another solution, which is hydrogen as the energy carrier. Ideally, we're going to convert those excess energy into the hydrogen gas. And whenever it needed, we can convert back the hydrogen gas into electrical power to the fuel cell and then supply back to the villagers. So it is a part of our research study project, which is ongoing one. At the moment, we can't share much about the info from here first until we have fully conduct the research study. Then we will definitely publicize some article about this stuff. Yeah.
I see.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Thank you, Mr. Ronnie. Okay, so final call for any questions. We are 8 minutes ahead of schedule actually. So final call for any questions from anyone? Questions? Doesn't seem to be any questions for the time being. Oh yeah, just thought of another one. Does that mean that under SARES there's like a research department of sorts?
Come again?
Is there like a research department, R&D department under SARES or something equivalent to that?
Oh, under SARES, you mean? Okay. Actually, SARES division is originally is from R&D department, but now we are up on our own division. And to answer whether we have a R&D under our division, we don't have, but we have a R&D department that we always can liaise with, like Mr. Ronnie. And yeah, Mr. Ronnie is one of our engineer from R&D department. If we want to do any collaboration or study, we can refer to them. Yeah.
I see, I see. Okay, yeah, I think that should be my very last question already. Okay, so I don't think there's any more questions coming in right now. So yeah, thank you, Mr. Gregory and the SARES team for spending the afternoon with us. So before we conclude, how about we take a group photo?
Yeah, sure, can.
Yeah. So for everyone else, if it's convenient for you guys, you can open your webcam. Let me see if I can get the together mode on my side. Mr. Gregory, I think you need to stop sharing your screen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's good. Okay, so any more people who want to open your beautiful or your handsome faces? Anyone? On a count of 10, then I'll start taking the picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I'm gonna take the picture now. In 3, 2, and 1. Okay, another. Give me a moment. Right, so another one. 3, 2, 1. All right, so that should be it. So, and then for Mr. Gregory, I'll be sending you the e-certificate of appreciation for you by next week. So, yeah, so with that, on behalf of IEM-SSSS and ICAMI Civil Sarawak chapter, thank you all for spending the afternoon with us. So, yeah, so that should be it. So yeah, just make sure you guys keep your Instagram open for any of our future events, either from us, IM, or ICAMI. So with that, our talk comes to an end. Let me stop the
All right.
recording first.
Thank you.
Where's stop recording? There's a stop recording. Stop.